What is good, y'all? This is your boy, Archie Green with Peel Dem Layers Back Survival Toolkit, a new web series where you can learn how to cope with mental illness in real time. We've had 2 amazing shows so far. Again, this was something that I was inspired to do by a good friend of mine. I am a mental health advocate based here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I started Peel Dem Layers back in 2016 with the goal of using hip hop to break the stigma. And this is just an expansion of the type of work that we do. The first week we had an episode where we talked about breathing. The second week we had an episode where we talked about getting outside. Today, we want to talk about meditation and the importance of meditation. I personally have been meditating for, I'd say probably 8 years. I started it almost 10 years. I started around 2011, 2012 while I was at grad school at New York University. I read this book by an author and spiritual guru named Dr. Wayne Dyer. Some of you may have heard of him. He really, for me, I call him my spiritual godfather, with the fact that he helped me to open my third eye for the first time, and really helped me along my path with meditation as well as manifesting. I read his book, Manifest Your Destiny, which again, just totally opened my eyes to so many things in the spiritual sense. But what I've learned over time in dealing with depression and dealing with my mental illness, I've learned that meditation can also be a way to battle depression and to battle anxiety in particular. So there's various types of ways that you can do meditation. Really, the type of meditation that I prefer is mindful meditation, which is quieting the mind and focusing on the breath. So literally closing your eyes and just focusing on the inhale and the exhale, the inhale and the exhale, quieting the mind as thoughts kind of come into your orbit, instead of focusing on those thoughts, letting them just go, letting them pass you by while you focus on the breath. It really helps to give you a peace, a calmness. I like to equate meditation as giving me a cloak. I feel just a reassurance that I'm in alignment with spirit, with source, with God, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. And I'm able to whatever I set my mind on or whatever I intend to do for that day, I'm able to do. So what are some different methods or different ways or different resources that you can use to meditate? One of the ways that you can, or one of the apps that I would recommend that you use is an app called Insight Timer. Insight Timer. You can find it in the App Store, pretty much on every phone. And I've been using it now for 2 years. I would say my 2 favorite teachers or meditation leaders on that app are David G. and Sarah Blondin. Just the way that the way that they lead and guide you to meditation. Sarah, I feel like, is a poet. Her words are so calming, so soothing and poetic. And I actually took a course because one of the things, so there's 2 ways that you can do the meditations. They have various meditations which are separated by what you're looking for, whether it's anxiety, depression, boosting self-confidence and self-esteem. There's a bunch of different categories. But there's also courses to help you build your confidence, courses for you to be more mindful at work. These can be a week, these can be a couple days, these can even be a month long series of courses. So the first app I would recommend is Insight Timer. You can also go on YouTube and literally search for guided meditation. Now, I personally subscribe to guided meditations. I'm not sure about you, but it's a little bit harder for me to focus without some type of guide, kind of instructing me along this path, helping me along the way. So I typically do guided meditations, but you can also do binaural beats. You can listen to soothing music. Some people listen to the ocean, waves, but whatever method that you use, meditation is definitely a way to get centered and a way to be calm. So I would say you can also look on YouTube. There are thousands of guided meditations of, music that you can listen to. A few more apps, or one other app that comes to mind is Calm. I've never used that one, but that's a good one. Headspace is also another app. But I found that meditation not only helps me with my anxiety, with my depression, meditation also helps me to manifest my dreams. Some of you may know we just recently, Peel Dem Layers Back, just made history by producing the first ever hip hop concert at the world-renowned Severance Hall here in Cleveland, where the Cleveland Orchestra plays. A lot of that I would attribute to meditation, being centered. Before I knew what I was going to do, I would visualize it in my mind, and that really helped me a whole lot. So that being said, y'all, your third survival toolkit item, coping mechanism, meditation. So I suggest that today, at some point, whether it's on your lunch break, whether it's before you go to bed, or even in the morning, go to Insight Timer, go to YouTube, even Spotify and Tidal. You can find different types of meditation tracks. But do a 5-minute meditation to start. There's no judgment. There's no expectation that you have to start this high level of meditating for hours. Start small and work your way up. But I guarantee you, it will help you in fighting against mental illness. It's your boy Archie Green. This has been Peel Dem Layers Back Survival Toolkit, episode 3. Like, share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. And y'all be well. Peel Dem Layers Back.